Muslims community, sometimes when something happens, we shouldn't rush in insulting. If someone asks a question, Islamically, we need to give an answer. If you are not a scholar or a student of knowledge, then insult will never solve a problem. I'm not a scholar or a student of knowledge either, but I have been waiting for so many days to see if someone can reply to this woman. See, she is a feminist. And what happened at the Kaswa about the killing of this little boy, 10-year-old boy, she posted on a page and asked a question to the Muslims. On a page, she says, I see that women and men are separated, and I am fully aware of how some of you are going to justify this using religion. But instead of doing that, how about putting critical thinking and practical or logical reasoning first? What exactly makes it so terrible and impossible for women and men to mix while burying their kid, praying or doing any communal activity? She is asking Muslim questions. Why is it that men and women are not coming together to pray or doing anything in Islam? Why? She is a feminist anyway, but at this point, she asked a question to the Muslims. Instead of the Muslims to give her the answer, meanwhile, a lot of Muslims went to a page to insult her. Her name is Dila Zikazi. A lot of people know her. She's a feminist, a socialist too. So, one good brother who did his best, he posted a picture. Look at my left-hand side. The picture is there on a page, on the comment section. That brother sketched the reason why women are not allowed to lead prayers in Islam or mingle or join Muslims together in prayers because women are sensitive. So she went on that post and she posted it back. She said, she was asking a question. A Muslim brother posted this as a reason why women and men do not mingle. It is hard to believe anyone would be making this argument in the 21st century. Same arguments have been used to justify the sexual harassment and rape of women and children. Human beings are not uncontrollable animals, we think. Now she is asking a question. So instead of the Muslims to reply to her nicely, the Muslims insult her. That is why she insulted back. Thanks. On the left-hand side, you see that post she made. And this is the second post when the Muslims started attacking her and insulting her. Instead of the Muslims to give her the answer. This is what she said. And she retaliates because people insult her for asking a question. She said, I respect Islam and Muslims. But if you are bringing your sexist and patriarchal attitude to me, I will put you in your place. I have never tolerated religious noises, and I am not about to now. So advise yourself. Now the Muslim attacked her for asking a question, and now she retaliates back. Of course, anybody can do that. Because instead of us to answer her, we insult her. So she's retaliates. Thanks. Look at on my left-hand side. I posted it again on a page. She said, so some religions are untouchable? She put a question mark. And people actually think threat will keep people silent? Wow. You are not even allowed to ask questions. Very violent. Jeez. She asked a question and Muslims insulted her. That is why she also retaliated back. Thanks. Another post she also posted. Another question. Why is it that criticizing Christianity doesn't come with a threat, but talking about Islam attract threats? Is violence even an answer? Because people are threatening to beat her, to do this. This is not type of Islam. And the Prophet did not teach the Muslims like this. So instead of us to answer her, we should not insult her. That is why she replied back. Good. Answer, look at what she said. The women too have been trained to defend noises. Everything socialization is everything. We are what we are trained to be. We embody the values of our communities. Because people insulted her, now she is also what? Retaliated. Okay. She also posted. She said, some people are burning because their precious have been touched. They will continue to burn. The arrogance of thinking no one can question them, almost unbelievable. Yes, Islam is the religion of questions and answers. Of course, she has the right to ask questions. And then the scholars or the student of knowledge can also give her the answer. Thank you. So after that post that she made, now she came back on a post. Look at on the left hand side, right there. This is what she said. Muslims men are animals who can't control themselves when women are around. She put a question mark from the post of the brother who sketched the reason why women cannot be in front, men in the back during prayers, because of how the woman's body is sensitive. So she asked, so women are like animals. You know, animals, when they are around, between the female and the male, they mingle with each other and then enjoy each other. Animals. So she's asking, so Muslim men are like that? So instead of us to reply to her nicely, we insult her. So this is what she goes. And she said, I disagree with that reasoning. If the Muslims think the reason why women cannot be in front and the men can be in the back, she don't agree. That is what she said. And she said, I don't see how women and men will jump on each other in public because they are mixed. That thinking is just some way. So now, she don't believe in that. She don't think like that. So the Muslims have to what? Make her understand the reason. We should give her our evidences based on Quran and Sunnah and the Sharia. But instead of that, the Muslims attack her and insult her. So now, it's okay. There is a website called GhanaSplash.com who also made that comment and used it to bring a problem between her and the Muslims. This is what they wrote to get the attract of the people on their comment section. They say, controversial Ghanaian feminist De La Gold Arts has dedicated today to wage attack on Islamic practice. Now, this is the caption they put. And that caption is misleading without you reading what they wrote. When you read the comments and then people start to insult her. On their page, look at on the left hand side, I put everything there. They say, why can't men and women mix during prayers? Ghanaian feminists, they blast Muslims over that. This is the what? Misleading heading or misleading caption. They mislead people to insult her. This is not what she means. And they also said, Muslims are animals who can't control themselves when women are around. So when you read that comment, you will think she is insulting Islam, and then you will just jump on it without reading the whole what happened. So I went on a page. A lot of people called me to reply to her, and I told them, the Muslims, sometimes some of us are too much arrogant. Some of us are too much threat. This is not the teaching of the Prophet. I'm going to try my best to teach her and teach her followers, or teach those who don't know, the reason why we the Muslims cannot allow women to be in the front row during prayers, or Muslims cannot allow men and women to mingle with each other during prayers. Women are sensitive. Women were created from the ribs of Adam. So when a man and a woman comes together, it is like a magnet, or it is like a what? A fuel with the matches. They cannot be together. They will catch fire. So the reason why we can't do that is woman, even the voice of a woman or the hair of a woman, it is al-aura for namaram or somebody who is not a husband, for him to see the hair of her or to see a body. That is why the Quran itself, we believe in the Quran, what the Quran says. Even though if you don't believe, this is our religion, you don't have to believe it. But this is our religion. This is what we believe. The Quran says the woman must dress this way. Quran teaches us how the woman should dress. During the Prophet Muhammad's time, the woman, men want to go and ask the Prophet's wife some questions. There is a curtains around them. You will never see them because they are women, somebody's wife. You don't have to see her. So this is some of the reasons. Because women are what? Sensitive. Women are like egg, like gold. They need to be protected with hijab and wearing the nice clothing, not to expose their sexy body out to somebody who is not a husband. That is Islamically. If you see a Muslim who is doing this, that doesn't mean that it is okay. That doesn't mean that it is okay. That is his own life, but this is not Islam. Thanks. When you go to a country like Saudi Arabia, you go to the airport, as soon as you arrive, some of the airports, when you go there, you see a row or a lane to the immigration. Women's section different, men's section different. When you go to Saudi where they buy food, most of the restaurants, you will see lane or row for women, lane or row for men. Even beach, where they go and swim at the beach, different. Women beach is different, men beach is different. Even just recently, they allow women to drive because they think they have to follow the Quran and the Sunnah. They have to protect women from harassment, from rapists, from disrespectful. That is some of the reason why we cannot mingle together. Okay. The reason why men and women cannot mingle together to pray, or women cannot lead salat to pray. Even in America here, there is a one woman who did that before, but she never succeeded because that is not the teaching of Islam. During the Prophet Muhammad time, this had never happened. Right? The Prophet lead the prayers, the woman at the back with the curtains. Right? They don't have to see each other. Since the Prophet time, this has never been happened. We will not allow our time this to happen. This is the teaching. But someone could say, the time of the Prophet, or even now when you go to Kaaba, the house of God, Mecca, Tawaf, you will see men and women together. The reason why this is happening is this is the house of God. Number one. Number two, you will see that at that crowded place, it is hard for you to separate women and men. And at that place, people are always concentrating on worshiping their maker. Right? So people don't pay attention to that. So if you see that happening in Makkah, at the Tawaf and all that, don't think it is okay for women to lead prayers. This is the most crowded place in the world. That is the main reason why you will see that. Thank you. Women can lead women in prayers. Some scholars don't even allow that. Only few scholars say it is okay for a woman to lead a fellow woman in salat, in prayers. She can stand in the middle and lead them. Or maybe in the front. Some of them say that. But majority of students of knowledge, or majority of scholars of Islam, or majority of ulama, They say no, women cannot even lead women in prayers. They say no. That is why when this is the time of the prayer, the most beneficial role, it is the role for the men. First role, then second, then third. The most sinful role is the one, those in the back, before women. Because the woman will look at you. Right? You are very close to the woman. That is magnet. The one in the front, nobody is, you are okay. That is why most of the masjid, you will see a curtains to block you from mingle with women. Thank you. We, the Muslims, follow the Quran and the Sunnah of the Prophet. The Prophet time, when they finish Salat, the prayers, women are the first to go out, to go home before men to go out. Because they don't want men and women to mingle together. The respectful that the Islam have for women is, even when she died, to go to the graveyard. When she died at the graveyard, we need to have a curtains to cover the top before she can be buried. No man is supposed to look at inside a graveyard. Women are what? Respectful in Islam. If you see any Muslim doing something bad to women or disrespecting women, or you see any woman in Islam, she wear the wig, she don't put on a hijab, she wear jeans, or she leave her body out, that doesn't mean that it is okay. If you see that, they are not practicing the Islam properly. Thank you. With all this, my advice to you, as you are feminist, try to read about the Quran and the Sunnah, and your followers too, and anybody. And the Muslims, anytime there is a question like this, or there is anything on social media, insulting each other does not solve the problem. Insulting her will never solve the problem, but rather create a lot of threats and a lot of enmities with each other. If you don't have the answer to a question, leave it for the student of knowledge. Leave it to the scholars, the ulama. Like somebody like me, I'm not a student of knowledge, I'm not a scholar, but I look at what is going on for many, many days. I did not see anybody reply to her or talk about this, which is what is going on. I didn't see. Maybe somebody did, which I didn't see. That is the main reason why I came out to talk about this. So let's respect each other's religion. Even Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, don't insult those who are worshipping idols. Otherwise, they will insult your God back. So from my perspective, I didn't see anywhere she insulted Muslims. She asked a question. The Muslims need to give her the answer. Insult will never solve a problem. Make sure you share this program. Peace, our media, and push up. Assalamu alaikum.